Fayetteville is actually adding over 1,000 new doors of student housing to the area itself. Today we're covering what does that mean for Northwest Arkansas? Will it affect housing prices? The answer is it will. And secondly, what does this mean for you, for someone who's looking to move here in the next year, 2, or 3 when it comes to actually buying a home in the area itself? So let's talk about that. Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, the no good state of Illinois, the worst. Anyways, I kind of moved anywhere I wanted to in America. I kind of moved to Kentucky, to Tennessee, to Utah, to Montana, to Asheville, to anywhere I wanted to in America. But I chose Northwest Arkansas because it is by far the best place to live in America. Literally by far. So if you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me, text me, let's meet up for coffee and we can talk about, again, why I chose here versus anywhere else in America. All right, and the first thing we need to cover when it comes to all this brand new housing, when it comes for student housing, they're adding over 1,000 doors to Fayetteville when it comes to housing, or when it comes to student housing. That's crazy amounts. They're getting approved left and right, which is a good thing. Just to clarify, this is a good thing for the university. We've had issues for the last 2 to 3 years of students, honestly, renting out random places because of this massive overflow. The actual university runs around I think they're average around I could be wrong. I think it's 32 to 30 or like 32,000 students right around there. They keep adding about 1,000 to 2,000 per year. But what's really been a bottleneck for them has actually been housing because they have this huge overflow when it comes to where do we put housing. They've literally ran out of student housing. But regardless, I digress. What does this mean for actually doors and houses in the area itself? So the first thing, and this is the most obvious thing, is that when it comes to student housing and all these new doors, I call them doors, but they're really obviously places for students to be doors. All these doors being built up and done is going to allow more opportunities for them to move out of rental houses and into dorms. A lot of times parents that are obviously in the university, that are paying for university or paying for student housing, like the university actually will sometimes subsidize and actually put them to a house or adjacent near the university. And then obviously, back and forth between the university and the house. But regardless, what this actually happen is allow more houses to come back on the market in the very near future. A lot of these developments are actually being finished, not this year, but probably next year, 2026 and 2027. So that's gonna be a big win for the university because it's gonna really obviously allow them to grow, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But when it comes to actual housing, more of these things that are being filled up, the obvious thing is more houses will be available. So again, when you're looking to either move here or rent or to obviously invest potentially, these are great opportunities because a lot of these new housing might come on the market either next year or the year after. So to be determined, but it certainly will drive a lot more people away from those natural housing spots into more the downtown university section where all these new basic townhouses, condos, and apartment complexes are being built specifically for student housing. And the second thing we need to cover when it comes to all this brand new student housing, now referencing back to all these houses being opened up, the natural progression of things, if we're all math majors here, is that when obviously there's more rentals that hit the market or homes that hit the market, in theory, especially when it comes to rental prices, should come down. So in the next year, probably year or 2, rental prices are expected to either stagnate a little bit, which they've kind of flattened out and dipped a little bit. But when students are starting to go back to the university, especially the downtown section of Fayetteville, it is highly anticipated that actual rental prices will drop in that section. So if you're looking to rent here, if you're looking to move here and check out the area first, rent a little bit, kind of check out the area, it might be more affordable obviously next year or the year after, again, versus obviously the current state right now. Now a little side note, if you are looking to move here, I would highly recommend, calling me of course, but side note, I would highly recommend trying to find a furnished Airbnb 3 to 6 months versus entering a 1-year lease in Northwest Arkansas. Reason being is because oftentimes you can get yourself pretty established and know where you want to live within 6 months for sure. So, you start going to all the parks and start going to see the music and start to see the events. You start just checking out all the areas. You're going to find out pretty quickly what areas you really, really like. So again, I digress. It is really going to allow more housing to hit the market when it comes to rentals and really start driving those prices down. And so that'd be good for the area because housing prices are good, rental prices are expensive, sometimes, and I've seen it in some fashion that rental prices are almost equivalent to a mortgage. I'm like, excuse me. But regardless, we'll start seeing those dip here in the next year or two. Or if anything starts rising dramatically outside of Northwest Arkansas, it's going to hold pretty flat line. So that's my prediction when it comes to either flat line or dip a little bit, or 5-10% in the next 2 to 3 years. Whoa, 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 whoa. I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to check this place out, looking to see if it's the best place to live in America. I made 3-day itineraries literally for you. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, I have 3-day itineraries linked below. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. Also, you might be using things like Realtor.com, Zillow, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. It sounds exactly what it is. Literally, it's Instant Home Updates. So enter your information below: name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage. Where do you want to move to in Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below. I'll make sure to miss a single notification when it comes for home for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, side note, every single Friday, I send an email out just talking about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on downtown Bentonville? When is First Fridays? When is First Thursdays? What new buildings are moving here? What new businesses are starting up? What new restaurants? There are so many things all the time happening in Northwest Arkansas. Enter your name below, enter your email below. I'll make sure you get that email every single Friday, but I need you to be aware. I just need you to be a little heads up. You will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak, but I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the third and final thing we need to discuss when it comes to all this brand new student housing is going to be just the fact that the university can continue to grow. I know that they've actually put a damper on accepting students because you can accept all you want, but if you don't have a housing for them, and they want actual student housing, and the Arkansas kind of requires you to have, on-campus site for the first year for student housing, it kind of puts a little predicament on actually recruiting new students. So I anticipate the university will continue to grow quite a bit. It's very affordable, great overall infrastructure. They have all these brand new buildings being developed between art and as well as infrastructure. They have an on-site chip fab now, so people can do a lot more, like obviously experiments with fabbing chipsets. They have all these new experiments that they're trying to work out inside of the University of Arkansas, and I'm sure that the student housing has always been a huge damper of like how many students you can actually accept. So with all this news, I'm sure they're going to be more willing to accept more students in the next year or two. So they obviously have the housing factor there, which makes sense. So it allows really university to grow, which is a huge win for Northwest Arkansas, because the actual university is a huge driver for obviously jobs and talent and all sorts of other things in the whole ecosystem of NWA. A lot of people will go to Walton Business School. They'll go obviously have great law degrees there. They have all these different business degrees that you can then transfer over to plenty of jobs in Northwest Arkansas. And the goal for the university has always been, between the sports and the Razorbacks and the fandom and the culture and just the whole environment of Arkansas and also Northwest Arkansas and Fayetteville, is that when you come here for college, it's going to be a hard bargain to try to have someone convince you to move outside of Northwest Arkansas. We have obviously higher salaries. We have great living conditions, great for families. We have obviously great trail systems, great weather, lakes, pools, parks, music. We have obviously kayaking, we have rock climbing. So when it comes to all those different factors, it is a very convincing argument that when Arkansas the actual university brings more people in, it's a big win for Northwest Arkansas because it's really a huge talent pool for the whole area. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you have not been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. Sounds exactly what it is. Literally a starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. It comes with a 120-page guide, literally city by city, thing by thing, everything about Northwest Arkansas in one big packet. It comes with the 3-day itineraries, it comes with postcards, it comes with all sorts of cool things. Also, side note, you do need this because it comes with the official NWA coloring book. I mean, come on, don't you want that? I want that right now. Anyways, yes, do it for the coloring book. Starter pack comes right to your home, literally package shipped right to your home. Enter your name below, enter your address below. Where's this package going to? Where am I shipping this NWA starter package going to? Enter all the information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so that's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite for F word. Free. So enter your information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.